Alright guys, we're back with you here today. This segment's going to be for all the bow hunters out there. If you guys want your field points to hit like your broadheads like I do, I want them to hit in the same hole. I got a little tip for you today. Some tuning you can do that I actually just did this like 3 days ago, and I wish I would have waited to do this segment and did it then, but I at least want to go over it with you and just let you know how to do it. Because, you know, we all know you've got to shoot your broadheads before you go hunting. At least I hope you do, because quite often they impact different than your field points. So you have two options then. You go out, shoot your broadhead. It doesn't hit where your field point hits. So either you can sight in for your broadheads, which that's what I used to do for years. I would just sight my broadheads in, but, you know, then it's a pain to practice because you've always got to practice on a block target or something. I don't like tearing up my 3D targets with a broadhead. And you know, you just can't shoot field points, or at least you got to accept that they don't hit in the same spot. But the other thing to do that I would recommend, I want to tell you about today, is broadhead tuning. So I did this the other day. I was shooting a bullet hole, and you want to start out tuning your bow, at least I do, paper tune it and try and get a bullet hole to start with. But that's a good starting place. So you can fine tune from there, and that's going to be either your broadhead tuning or bare shaft tuning. Maybe a walk back tune, those kind of things. So what I did was I went out at 34 yards. I just set my target out what I thought was about 30, and then I ranged it. It was around 34 yards. Always going to shoot my broadhead first so that I don't hit my field point arrow and tear it up. So shot my broadhead, and it hit about 3 inches to the right. And of course I hadn't shot any broadheads through this. This is a brand new setup this year. This is the Venom Pro. And I thought, man, I thought I made a pretty good shot there. You know, I was surprised it hit to the right. So then I got my field point out and shot it and hit right in the mark I was shooting at. So did it again just to make sure it wasn't me, and same thing, 3 inches to the right, bullseye on the field point. So what you can do to bring those back together is just move your rest. If you guys got a fuse, the Quality Archery designed fuse rest, always get the one that's micro adjustable. It'll save you a lot of trouble with this kind of stuff. You know, the old ones where you have to slide them and stuff, that's just a pain in the butt. But I first just started with 2 clicks. Now a little bit goes a long ways on this, so you don't want to take your bow way out of tune, so you just micro adjust this. So I went 2 clicks to the right to start with. It brought it back a little bit. Now I wanted to see what would happen if I moved to the left, so I went back those 2 clicks, and then I went like 4 clicks to the left, and that made it worse. So then I went back to the original spot, and I think I went 6 clicks, or it was 5 clicks. I ended up 5 clicks to the right, so it's not a long ways. And that put my broadhead right with my field point, which is really nice. You can go out and practice with your field points, like I said, and you don't have to worry about tearing your targets up. And obviously, when you go hunting, you want to hit right where your pin is, you know. So that's just a little tip you can do for broadhead tuning. You want to think about this just like paper tuning. So if you're coming out knock left, you'd move your rest to the right. And that's what's happening with this broadhead tuning. You're planing to the right because you're knock left a little bit. And so your broadhead's wanting to plane, take the arrow to the right. It's the same thing if you're hitting high or low. It'd be the same thing as paper tuning. So if you're hitting low, you're coming out knock high. So you would raise your rest in that case and bring your knock back down. So if you guys have any questions on that and I can help you, you can leave comments, hit me up on Facebook or whatever. I'd be more than happy to try and help you guys if you need anything. But we're just getting ready to go shoot here, and I just wanted to talk about that real quick so I could help you guys. I know everybody's probably getting ready for the season and sighting in, and now's the time to do that. So good luck out there, and we'll see you again in a day or two. Looks like about where I wanted to be. Alright, now we'll go to a field point. I have a tendency to shoot just a little low on that Glendale for where the everything's set up as far as the heart and lungs, but if I hit that spot right there on a live deer, I think I'd be in good shape. All right, let's see where this field point hits. So maybe just an inch below it. All right, let's go see what we got. All right, we're still firing the hinge for now, working on my form. Then we'll go back to the spot hog whippersnapper here in a few days. Give me a solid 30 days of shooting that before season. So, all right, broadhead first. We'll see if we can get this hinge to fire like I want it to. Bam. That one broke nice and clean. All right, I don't know if I'm ready for this long of a shot just yet, but there's no time like the present, so we're gonna stretch it out there. That's 55 yards down there to the Glendale, so we'll give her a go, see what happens. Looks high. In case he's still alive, I'm going to go ahead and empty my quiver on him. See what happens here. Little left of that last one, I can tell. All right, guys, I wasn't very happy with that last group, so I'm going to run it back and see if I can do better. It's all part of getting back into shooting when you've had a layoff. Sometimes you're not shooting like you'd like to be, but that's why we're out here. For this kind of stuff, I kind of like shooting in the building so you don't have the wind to contend with, but once we get closer to the season, we'll get out in the wind and make it as realistic as possible. So. Well, guys, thanks again for joining us. We're going to close it out for now, and we'll do some more shooting later today, but keep checking back on the daily channel. We're going to start ramping up there. Now we're back doing stuff just about every day, preparing for the season, so I want you guys to follow along as we go. So thanks again.